live and, for the time being, going solo. I'm gonna turn the music down a little bit for this so I can hear myself. There we go. Welcome everyone. Neighborly here, and tonight I'm having a little fun with a fun little game called West of Loathing. I'm kind of flying solo at the moment, but hopefully some more will join me as we go along. For now, let's get right into it. This may look a bit like a kind of simple game, but from what I've seen of it, the humor more than makes up for it. Now, let's pick a name. All right. Let's go and go in and see what the West holds. I had the strangest dream. I was choosing a character class. I've seen a few playthroughs of this and tried a little bit myself, but still haven't played through the whole game, so this is gonna be fun. So, we got the Cow Puncher, the Bean Slinger, and the Snake Oiler. Cow punchers solve their problems with their fists. Whether it's shaking them at a disagreeable feller in a disreputable saloon, or using them to punch a slightly more disagreeable feller in a slightly less reputable saloon. You've heard that the cow punchers are in demand out west since the cows came home, which is staying to reason. Cows aren't going to punch themselves after all. Let's take a look at Bean Slinger. Magic and cooking are inextricably intertwined in Loathing, and the Bean Slinger is the mystical master of both. You heard there's a shortage of cooks out west since the cows came home, due to most of the cooks having been brutally killed by the cows. And Snake Oiler. Snake Oilers rely on their moxie and chutzpah to tame snakes. Their fearlessness to extract potent oils from those snakes, and their cleverness to manufacture and sell potions made from those oils. You heard snake oilers are doing really well out west since the cows came home. Everybody needs potions and hope in these dark days. Also, out west is where all the best snake lives. So for those of you in chat, what do you guys think? Cow Puncher, Bean Slinger, or Snake Oiler? Should I go around punching cows, throwing beans at them, or milking snakes? Oh, the choices, oh, the choices. The dice gods say beans, huh? Oh, that don't amount to a hill of beans in this here world, if I'm even using that there saying correctly. Bean Slinger it is. This weird poster appeared here one night. You read the spine of one of your old books. Chester Drew and the Old City. Dad gave me this one when I was a kid. The Treasure of the Eerie Forest. Rose Danger and the Incident at the Eerie Castle. Lolled around in the Dark Cave. The Occurrence at Eagle City. There we go. That's the one I was looking for. Oh, hey, this one might come in handy. You got an item. Walking Stupid. This book tells the tale of a renegade sheriff who is really, really bad at walking. Unlock stupid walking as an option. Let's read it. You read the book from cover to cover and learn how to walk really stupidly. You got a perk. Stupid walking. You accidentally drop the book and then ruin it by stepping on it 30 times while you're trying to pick it up. Oops. And there's the stupid walking. Goodbye, bed. Time to head west to chase my real dreams. Comb the hair a little bit. Ooh, got some experience. Hey, Russell, how you doing? I'm gonna miss you, buddy. Let's feed Russell a cricket. You grab a cricket from your cricket bag and feed it to Russell. He coos appreciatively and nuzzles your hand. Maybe it's time for you to leave too. You open your bedroom window, not pictured, and unlatch the door to Russell's cage. He winks at you, caws one last time, and flies away to the west. It's time to hit the trail. Nothing on the hat rack. That's stacks of firewood. Mom's pie safe. It keeps all our pies safe. Let's see. You pick up one of your brother's weird books and flip through it. Grundlagen einer Allgemeinen Managed. I have no idea. No wonder I never would know what he's talking about. On the application of dynamics of a general mathematical method previously applied to optics. Ooh, a puzzle cube. Alright, off we go. Your mom smiles warmly as you approach. Oop. Oh, and thank you, Mr. Rumble Roses, for the raid. I'm leaving now, Mom. We're gonna miss you, kiddo. Oh, and before you leave, I got you a present. Present? Yep, it's that book you wanted for Crimbo. I know it's early, bud. Picking locks, desert survival, or bartering? Yeah, gonna put that to chat again. Any suggestions? Any suggestions out there, chat? Oh, so we got one for barter from a quote dumb stable pony, and two for lock picking. Yeah, lock picking does sound pretty good. Let's go. You got an item: locks and how to pick them. Please be careful out there. Write us later when you can. She hugs you. I will, Mom. Goodbye. Gives you the lockpicking expertise skill. This book is a comprehensive guide to advanced lockpicking techniques. It's got a whole chapter on tumblers. And now we can pick locks. After you're done reading it, you donate it to a local orphanage. Soon those orphans will be able to make their escape. Go, orphans, go! Your father morosely jabs at the haystack. That hat doesn't fit you, Dad. I'll grow into it. It's time for me to leave. His lip quivers a little. Listen, I want you to hand this. It's your grandmother's favorite can of beans. You got an item. A can of infinite beans. Thanks, Dad. Good luck out there. Be sure to say goodbye to your mother. I did. Goodbye, Dad. Haystack! Ooh, I got a needle! That was easy! Your brother Rufus is standing here looking nervous. He's pretty good at looking nervous. Let's give him back his puzzle. He hands him the puzzle and he starts fidgeting with it. Say goodbye. Hey Rufus, time for me to head west. I just still don't understand why you're leaving. He's got a point, you know. Why are you going west anyway? I'm just gonna go out and say to help people. You've read the papers, Rufus. The people out west are in trouble. They need all the help they can get. But it's so dangerous. 60% of the people who go west get killed within a year. And that statistic is from before the cows came home. I'll be okay. You worry about taking care of Mom and Dad. I'll worry about me. Okay, if you say so. I still think you'll be dead by Crimbo. I'll miss you, Rufus. Okay. You give him a playful punch on the arm. Got a needle and a can of infinite beans. We're off! I'll play the prologue again. West of Loathing. Oh, this is going to be a fun time. And I seem to be on, I'm guessing, a cart full of turnips. I can't help but feel some of these credits are just pad things out. 200 miles later. Well, the bad news is that you fell off the car and got knocked out for a couple hours. Now you got no ride, no meat, no prospects. The good news is that you're in a town rather than in a gulch somewhere. Not much of a town, though. Get up and dust yourself off. We are in the town of Boring Springs. One dusty turnip. 300 miles is too far to go on foot. You'll need a horse. BS Horsery. The sign on the door reads, "Gone Drinking." As you walk into the saloon, the crazy-eyed guy sitting to the left of the door shrieks and waves at you to get your attention. Hey, where's your hat, dagnabbit? Well, you can't drink in here without a hat. 'Tain't proper. He points to the take a hat, leave a hat box next to the door. We'll check out the box. You look through the hat box and find a magical black Stetson that looks like something you'd wear. We'll grab it. You got an item, barely enchanted hat. You grab the hat and put it on. Thanks, sir. Pete! Thanks, Pete. He gives you a friendly, if somewhat twitchy nod. Say, Gail! Yeah? You heading west? If you want some company, I'd be more than happy to come along. Just let me know. Well, no pressure. Alright, I'll keep it in mind. Yeah, howdy. I'm Nate. Howdy, Nate. I'm Horace. Nice to meet you. What you do? I'm the town hostler. And how's that working out for you? Oh, the horses are just flying out the door. So business is booming? Nice. Oh, I mean the horses keep running away. I haven't sold one in ages. Oh. Is that why you're here, drinking instead? Yep. And me being in here drinking instead of watching the horses is probably how they keep escaping. It's one of those vicious circle things. Well, I'm in need of a horse. Do you have any left? One. Kind of a boring one, but it's got 4 legs and a back to sit on. Come see me at the stable. I'll be happy to show it to you. Okay. I need meat to play poker with these two. Oh, I'd almost forgot about these. This is, in my opinion, perhaps one of the best parts of this game. The spittoons. It's a spittoon. People spit into it. You know, even without even looking in, that it's absolutely disgusting. Well, let's look in it. Yep, it's full of spit. Regular spit, gross tobacco spit, chewing gum, and it looks like a few teeth as well. It's disgusting, and the smell. Even from a distance, it smells horrible. That's
Access the spittoon! You know it in your feelings to be true!
I hear we got someone joining us. Yeah.
Yes.
Welcome, Flim.
Hello.
Glad you could join us. It's just gets all the more fun the more people that you have access to.
Spittoons are the only truth in this world. They say nothing is true but death and taxes. But no, the real truth is spittoons.
Let's look closer.
The irony of it is I actually have like a brass spittoon sitting in my house. We use it to store cleaning supplies. There's just like a couple bottles of Windex in it.
And just got a host from Son of Loki. Thanks, Adam. You're just in time for the fun part. You are now on your hands and knees, peering into a filth-encrusted spittoon. I don't understand what's wrong with you. Wait, is there something shining at the bottom? Get it! You reach your hand toward the spittoon. Even before you touch it, you can feel the grossness in the air. Like a greasy fog enveloping the stinking brass horror. It smells like...
Quiet!
It smells like the vomit trough at a mesquite barbecue eating contest. You hesitate. Never surrender! You plunge your hand into the awful soup. It makes a sound like glop. Your skin is burning. Your eyes start to water. Search! Your fingers make contact.
Skin burning. These weak arms are heavy. Vomit on his sweater already. Mom spaghetti.
Your fingers make contact with something. You pull your hand out of the devil's tureen slowly, not daring to risk splashing the contents all over yourself. You appear to have gotten a ring. Some kind of ring. Probably some kind of disease as well. Congratulations. You got an item. A nasty ring. Though this ring was traumatic, you have to admit that it was worth it. +1 muscle, mysticality, and moxie. Hooray!
I mean, it's the Wild West, so chances are he had at least 20 diseases already.
Yep.
Logarithmically speaking, one more isn't a big deal.
Especially when there's not loot to be found. Yeah, you walk up to the bar and wait patiently for the bartender to notice you. While you're waiting, you see a sign taped to the back of the wall reading, "Reward for lost mugs, 25 meat each." Bartender finally notices you. "Howdy, cowgirl." "Howdy, barkeep. Name's Nay. What brings you to our little backwater?" "Let's ask about some work." The usual. Came out west to make my fortune. Not having much luck so far. Any work around these parts? Unfortunately, Bourne Springs already has more people in it than jobs. It's more of an errand town, if you catch my meaning. If you're looking for a real job, I'd recommend talking to the railroad people up by Dirtwater. Ask about the railroad. Manifest Destiny Railroad Company from back east. They're trying to run a line to Frisco and having a heck of a time doing so. And they're hiring? Oh, I reckon they're always hiring for one thing or another. Big company, that. Let's ask about Dirtwater. Dirtwater is interesting. It's far enough west that it's still more or less exempt from the rule of law, but not so far west that it's been burned to the ground by the damn cows. Lots of opportunity there. She pauses for a few seconds, lost in thought. Yep, if I were a younger woman, I'd probably head that way myself. And let's ask about errands. This forsaken burg has always fallen apart in one way or another. Hostler's always needing help since he hurt his leg, and that no-account sheriff could certainly stand to have somebody doing his job for him. Anything else? Well, I've got a goblin loose in the basement. Some cowpoke in from the gulch didn't wipe his boots off, and he got spores everywhere. I could probably handle a goblin. Much obliged. I'll unlock the basement door for you. Oh, and you'll need this. You got an item. Weak fungicide. I'll take care of it. A pile of old newspapers. Got an item. Boring Springs Gazette, April 20th, 1895. Created Nurse brand whiskey. Good for what ails ya. Grab a bottle. Guess we never established your age. Good thing the legal drinking age here can reach to the top of bar. Whether or not to attack the goblin. A funny thing is, I know this goblin is potentially a recruitable ally, but at the same time, I kind of have already have an idea in mind of which two potential allies I want to bring in. So let's fight. Okay, we got a melee attack, a pistol attack, lava fava, a bean shield, and of course, the fungicide. Victory! You leveled up. Got skill gumption at level 2.
Did you assassinate the goblin? I was looking away.
Yes, I assassinated the goblin.
I am judging you. I am judging you harshly. Motherfucker just pulled out a can of Raid and assassinated the motherfucker.
It'll give anyone else watching an excuse to go and play it for themselves, so they can go and recruit the goblin for themselves. Besides, didn't you listen to Goblin Slayer? You gotta get.
He was only 3 days old. He hadn't even. He was on his last day. He was about to retire.
Yeah.
It was his last day on the force, Narui.
Yeah, but I gotta kill them stinking goblins! Howdy, stranger. Welcome to Boring Springs. I'm the sheriff in these parts. The what? The sheriff, okay. Blasted sign painters. Say, you wouldn't happen to be looking for work, would you? As a matter of fact, I am. Great, because I happen to have some. There's a gang of hoodlums around here what call themselves the Fricker Gang. Last time I arrested one of them, they busted him out and took my cell door with them. It ain't, well, it ain't much good without the door. And I need somebody tough, smart, and or slick to go fetch it back for me. Alright, I'll give it a shot. Funny you should say that, because I was sending the deputy along with you to keep you out of trouble. He takes a pistol out of his desk and hands it to you. You got an item. Deputy pistol. Deputy. You deputized a gun. You're new in town. Maybe you ain't noticed, but there ain't much here to do except drink. Here, let me write down where the Fricker Gang hideout is for you. Makes a little note on your map. The note discovered a new map location. The Fricker Gang's hideout. Got it. I'll be back with the door. Wanted for bird theft. Naked Mike Bernstein. Reward 200 meat. Help wanted. Wanted post artist. Apply in person at the Yuma Marshal's office. Wanted Timmy Fricker for face thieving. Reward 420 mate. Oh hey, a dirty mug.
Dirty, you say? You can only... You know, you say... You see, when dirt's around, there can only be one explanation. There is a spittoon nearby. This is a tactic that the ancient spittoon trekkers used as they wandered across the Mojave.
Anyway, afternoon, man. What can I do for you? How's business? Oh no, every day I'm hustling. Tell you the truth, though, it's pretty terrible. All my horses keep running away. Well, except for this completely ordinary one. That's rough. Maybe I can help. Oh God, yes. Thank you. Please. I go fetch them myself, except for this injury. I'll give you 300 meat each for finding them. How many are there? 3. Here, let me see your map. They pretty much always run away to the same places. We got the Orehole Mine, Boring Springs Boneyard, and Thousand Snakes Gulch. Why these places? I think they like environments that are thematically appropriate. Here, when you find one, feed it some of these oats. That should send it back here. You got an item, a bag of homing oats. How does that work? They're special pigeon-infused oats. Okay, will do. See you later. Ooh, got a needle.
Wait, another needle?
Ooh, got another needle.
Huh.
One needle per haystack.
What happens if you find enough needles to make a needle stack? Do you find a hay?
Good question. Step right up. Braid's name and trades the game. You seriously doubt that his name is Braid? Howdy, Braid. What are you trading? Well, madam, today I'm trading locks for soap and a stick of dynamite for a needle. And if the cunning Skinner brings me 3 rattlesnake hides, well, to that adventure soul, I'll trade a fine silver pocket watch. Well, I happen to have a few spare needles, so let's get some dynamite. I'll take some dynamite for this needle. Braid, which is so not a name, takes your needle and hands you a stick of dynamite. Be careful with this now. Now I need to find some soap and learn Dickerin and wants some free dynamite and a lock.
You hate to see it.
You approach the weird Cactus Man hybrid. He smiles at you. Howdy, Cactus Man. Howdy yourself. And the name's Bill. Cactus Bill. What happened to you, Bill? Well, to be honest, partner, I drank too much cactus beer and it turned me into a cactus. Doc Ellis warned me this would happen, but I didn't listen. And that's why they call you Cactus Bill? Nah, that's just a coincidence. Oh, does it hurt? Does what hurt? You know, being a cactus. Oh, no, it's actually kind of nice. The natural fermentation process inside the cactus part of me keeps me pretty drunk most of the time. I guess it is a mite boring. Yeah, I bet. Wouldn't be so bad if I had something to read. You don't happen to have a newspaper or anything, do you? I just so happen to have one.
You know, it would be really nice if you hadn't stepped on that book 30 times and destroyed it. Then you'd have some reading material.
Yeah, but I always did want to walk so stupidly. And now I can.
It was worth it.
Mm-hmm. Much obliged, partner. Now let's see here. What can I do to return the favor? Oh, I know. My shovel. I left it behind the outhouse at the Orehole Mine. It's yours if you go and get it. I'm sure you'll find a use for it. Alright, behind the outhouse at the Orehole Mine. Got it. Thanks, Bill. Don't mention it. Now, if you could just kinda stick that newspaper to my face before you leave. Okay. First up, let's go to Orehole Mine. Let's look behind the outhouse. And we got ourselves a shovel. Some meat ore in this cart. Alright, 50 meat. Oh, and a dirty mug. You find a disgusting chunk of meat ore. You got an item, an unrefined meat nugget. And of course, we gotta make things go boom. Let's see. This mechanism is labeled Cargo Elevator Control. Level 1, Blasting Cap Storage. Level 2, Plungers, both kinds. Level 3, Tools. Let's start with level 1. Let's grab one blasting cap. Ooh, gonna need a crowbar, eh? Let's see if there's something down on the tools level. A toolbox, but it's locked. Let's use a needle and pick it. You managed to unlock the toolbox, but the needle is ruined in the process. Most of the tools are rusted away to nothing, but there is a pretty nice crowbar. Alright then, back to level 1. Now let's get that blasting cap. And level 2 now. And a detonation plunger. Hook up the plunger. Fighting against your instincts for self-preservation, you've hooked up a plunger and strung it a fair distance away. Press it. Add a blasting cap. Okay, you succeeded in putting yourself in grave danger. Kaboom! 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 Oop, more meat. 50 meat. Dig in the dirt. Ooh, got a silver nugget. You see the dark horse, barely. Approach her. Hey there, girl. It's okay. I'm a friend. The horse shies away from you. Though in this case, it's more like cripplingly introverted away from you. Reassure her. Oh, come on. Don't be like that. Look, I brought some oats for you. They aren't poison or anything. In retrospect, I guess that wasn't a very comforting thing to say. Alright, let's try patting her on the nose. As you reach out to pat her nose, the horse ducks up and steps further back into the shadows. Oh, come on! Alright, let's try feeding her the oats. She idles away from you warily and makes a surprisingly good attempt at hiding it in her own shadow. Come on, please! Fine, I'll eat the oats myself. Look, they're fine, okay? See? You take a handful from the bag and toss some in your mouth. Ugh, it's like the roughest, blandest breakfast cereal you've ever eaten. Still, it's better than dry cat food. Don't ask. You smile to show that you're at the horse that you're fine, and you realize that you've unconsciously turned around and walked out the door. Jeez, these are powerful. The horse looks at you warily as you re-enter with a cheerful wave. See? Perfectly fine. Let's try feeding her. Alright, let's try patting her on the nose again. The horse hunches her shoulders and seems to shrink slightly as you pat her nose, but she doesn't actually flee, so that's something. Here's a good girl. Let's try feeding her the oats now. The horse finally seems relaxed enough around you, so you offer her a handful of oats. Rarely, begrudgingly, she eats them. Then she gestures at something behind you. You turn around to look, but don't see anything. When you turn back, she's gone. Well, okay then.
It's a surprise tool that will help us later.
Yeah, let's go to...
I don't even know what happens in this game with that horse, but I have a feeling it's gonna show up again.
One of these rocks is really shiny. Grab it. You got a shiny rock. The snake looks sleepy, but not that sleepy. Fight! Let's go with some lava. And that's that. And level up. Mysticality level 2. Another snake. Well, I guess it's not called One Snake Gulch. Ooh, poison, huh? That's snake number 3. Ooh, fast one, eh? Muscle level 2. This horse has gone snake crazy. Or maybe he was some other kind of crazy before. Hey there, boy. Hey, fella. I'm a friend, okay? It's cool, alright. Be cool. Don't freak out on me. Look him in his eyes. You calmly look the horse in the eyes. One of them is fixed in a glassy 1,000-yard stare. The other is revolving madly in its socket like he's thinking of trying to escape in every direction simultaneously. He looks to be calming down a little now that it's clear you aren't actually made of spiders, though. I just went and checked the chat. Hi, Grizz! You carefully and gently pat the horse's nose. He twitches a bit. Okay, a lot. But seems to recognize that you aren't going to eat his eyes or suck out his soul or whatever madness is bouncing around in that skull of his. That's a good boy. Feed him the oats. Are you hungry, boy? I got a little treat for you. You feed the crazy horse some of the homing oats, and it gallops away with a witty, or rather, a winner, or however you're supposed to pronounce that. Hopefully he's headed home and not into the 12th dimension. Now, if I remember correctly, there we go. You got a perk, mostly scabs. Yeah. Plus 5 max HP. You've been poked by silly cactuses that your body has built up an entire set of skin capillaries just to deal with the constant tiny puncture wounds. Make sure I didn't miss anything. I think that's everything in here. Time for the Boring Springs Boneyard. Zephaniah Boring. He was actually a really interesting guy. Benjamin Crockett. He showed up way too early. Beauregard Skelton. Captain of the 3rd Cavalry. Dig up the grave for a fight. Kerwhack! Moxie's up to level 2. Got a gold tooth and an old cavalry saber. Let's see. 5 to 6 damage for the crowbar. 5 to 6 damage for the cavalry saber. I think I'll stick with the Gordon Freeman approach for now. A skeleton. You're not getting past it without a scuffle. A scuffle it is. I really need to figure out a way to dual screen in this, because it'll make it so much easier to keep tabs on the chat. Your pulse almost gets quickens as you get near the spooky translucent horse. You approach the weird semi-transparent horse cautiously so as to not startle her, though you quickly come to realization that this is not a horse that startles easily. Hello there. Hi, I'm a friend, okay? That's a little strange. How do you do that without opening your mouth? Let's try patting her on the nose. You pat the horse's nose, which is very cold. If you were going to ride her, you would want an extra saddle blanket to keep your butt from freezing. Yep, still cold. Brr. Here you go, girl. Have some oats. You hold out a handful of oats for the horse, but she just sort of stares right through you. Please don't look at me like that.
Sounds like you need something to really break the ice. Maybe warm her up a little bit.
Try on the nose again. Nope. Try the oats again.
I guess you could say she has a frosty disposition.
So, what's the matter? Are they not spooky enough? I'm not sure how to make oats spooky. I guess I could put some bone meal on them, but I don't have anything handy to grind up bones with. Grave
Well,
dirt?
I guess that just means you're on thin ice.
Is that a yes? Weird. Okay. Add some grave dirt to the oats. You sprinkle the oats with a little bit of grave dirt and hold them out again. The horse gazes expressionlessly at them, then eats them. With that, she glides away in the direction of town. Bizarre. Timothy Cochrane, Elizabeth Cochrane, and Silas Cochrane. Okay. Now, to the Fricker Gang. Let's see. The Fricker Gang's intrepid lookout appears to be taking a little nap. So, gotta put this out to the chat. Should I wake him up, ignore him, or just shoot him? Yeah, I can potentially watch the stream chat on my phone, but for longer streams, it kind of drains the battery a bit much. Wake him, huh?
Dice gods say ignore.
We got 2 votes to wake him, or at least 1 vote to wake him and 1 wishy-washy to wake him or ignore him, and the call of the dice gods. I'll follow the dice. Needs a beer-barreled cactus. Ooh, a pile of random stuff the Fricker Gang stole. A recovered mug and a pair of silver cufflinks. One of the Fricker boys is dosing in a bathtub. Ooh. Psst! Can you pass the soap? Cool. Hey, let's tie him up. You grab a nearby length of rope and carefully tie his hands together, then to the handles of the tub. The sheriff can come collect him later. You got a perk. Honorable. You got a strong moral compass and an accurate ethical protractor. Honorable options will sometimes be available in conversations. You cautiously approach the Fricker Gang. They're pretty engrossed in their poker games, so it doesn't actually require that much caution. You hide behind a barrel and eavesdrop on the conversation for a while. The one with the eye patch is quiet, but you gather his name is Snipe. And that squirrely one is his brother Wimpy. I'm feeling ballsy. Let's approach him and talk. Howdy, boys. Deal me in. Who are you? How'd you get past Thud and Soapy? What do you want? Yeah, it's Bimmy. Bimmy? You ain't Bimmy. I am so Bimmy. I stole some Rube's face. Ha! You always did have a knack for face rustling. What's new, Bimmy? We gotta get out of here and fast. The Pinkertons are onto us and they'll be here any minute. Dag nabbit. Come on, Snot, let's hightail it. Awesome. Wimpy nods and he and Snipe hurriedly pack up their belongings and flee the cave. You congratulate yourself on your attentiveness, memory, and strong interpersonal skills. Grit level 2. Let's grab the door and skedaddle. Oh, and a mug too. Ooh, got some meat. And a sheriff's door. Let's back to Boring Springs. Yeah, someone's gotta do it. Just kind of moved a little too fast. I believe that was... Ah, yeah. Extra spell damage. And a recovered mug. Now let's trade the soap for a lock. See, the Fricker gang hasn't put a stop to your breathing. Did you rescue my cell door? You hand the sheriff his door and he hangs the bank on its hinges. Nice work, stranger. This here prison cell just got about 4 times more secure. Are there any Fricker boys left for me to round up? Yeah, 1 or 2 that are asleep on the job. I'll go round them up shortly. Looks like I owe you a reward. He produces a big bag of meat. You gain 400 meat. Got another little task for you if you got the time. Should be a lot simpler than the last one. What you need? Well, the Frickers busted the lock when they took the door. Going to need a new lock. And I just so happen to have one. Hand him the lock and says, that'll do nicely. The sheriff puts the lock on the cell door, then accidentally drops the key and it clatters into the cell. Hellfire. Don't suppose you know how to pick a lock, stranger. You got a needle handy? Let's see what I can do. I should have 1 needle left. And the lock is picked. I unlocked your cell for you. Sheriff walks into the cell and picks up the key. Looks around for a place to hide it and eventually sticks it under his hat. Thank you kindly, stranger. If Boring Springs ever gets any more criminals, they'd better watch out. That's a good job you done. Don't mention it. Here, have this as a souvenir of your time in Boring Springs. A replica sheriff badge. A plastic facsimile of the sheriff's badge. Usually gives them to the children who tour the jail. This time goes on your lapel, plus 1 armor. Alrighty then. Took care of that goblin. I thank you kindly, Nay. I knew that you was a stand-up gal the moment you walked in here. She reaches under the bar and grabs a bag of meat. Here you go. It's the least I can do by way of thanks. Tip your hat. And I found these 2 mugs. Alright, 150 meat from that. And, who's the lady drinking whiskey out of a beer mug? That's Susie. She's a rancher from nearby. A real tough broad. I ain't recommend you pester her. Why's that? Lost her whole family to a cow attack recently. Got some pent-up frustrations about it. Oof. The woman stares at you. Are you Susie Cochrane? How'd you know my last name? I saw the graves in the cemetery. Susie scowls bitterly and mutters into her whiskey. I saw it happen. Saw the whole damn thing and couldn't do nothing about it. Bartender said it was cows. Cows, right. I don't know what those things are, but they ain't cows. Not anymore. What happened? It was a raid. See, Ma and Pa used to ranch cattle back before they came home. Pa didn't make it, but Ma and I managed to rebuild. We ranched pigs instead, and she left me the place when she passed. Go on. Well, I guess a passing herd sniffed out that it used to be a cow ranch, and they attacked. A couple days ago. Happened so fast, I didn't even have time to get my rifle out of the gun safe. Cows smashed in the front door, and a fire started back behind the root cellar. House went up in blazes, just like that. What'd you do? There wasn't anything I could do. Couldn't get upstairs to the kids because of the fire, and I saw Tim trample right in front of me. She drains her glass. I ain't want to talk about it anymore. Sorry. She refills her mug from a bottle on the bar and doesn't reply. What will you do now? Head west, I suppose. Nothing keeping me here, and no desire to stay. Can't leave without my rifle, though. Why not? It was Ma's rifle. It's all I got left of anybody. Where is it? Left it at the ranch like a damn fool. Listen, can I ask you a favor? I need someone to go and get it for me. Yeah, I'll go get it. She shows you on the map where her ranch is. Discover the Cochrane Ranch. Something behind this door is making some pretty awful noises. Ah, I can hear the cows. Go through it anyway. Cochrane Ranch. Cellar. So it looks like someone was in the middle of fixing a knife. Ooh, got a varmint skinning knife. This thing looks angry. We're not gonna make it to that state without dealing with it. And we've got us a hell cow. Take that, you cow! And boom, it's got Susie's rifle. I wonder. I got a varmint skin knife, so I wonder if I go back to the South Snake's Gulch, I'll be able to get the. Nope. Looks like I need to get that before I went to the Snake Gulch. You find my rifle yet, stranger? Yep, here she is. Susie's eyes well up with tears as you hand her the rifle, and then roughly scrubs her sleeve across her face before any of them spill over. Thanks, stranger. I didn't catch your name. I'm Nay. Thanks, Nay. Can't rightly say what this means to me. She looks at the rifle for a long moment, then looks back up at you. She sighs. Well, that's enough wallowing in misery. Time for me to hit the road. If you want me to tag along when you head west, just say the word. Sounds good, Susie. Just thought I'd say howdy. Now then. Ah. You two are playing poker. Those two are playing poker, or at least trying to. They keep looking back and forth from their hands to the how to play poker card that came with their deck, biting their lips and concentrating real hard. Can I play? They look at you nervously. Look, guys, let's play. You put 20 meat on the table and sit down before they can say no. One of them shuffles the cards sloppily and deals a new round. You get a pair of tens, plus a 2, a 3, and a king. Let's bet crazy. Eat this! All in, suckers! Sweat gushes from their faces as they each read the how to play poker card again. But eventually they both add 20 meat to the pot. You show your pair of tens plus 2, 3 king. The guy on the left has a full house. 2 jacks and 3 aces. The guy on the right somehow got a straight flush of 2 through 6 and hearts. Outfox him. You explain that jacks are worth 9 points each, giving the guy on the left a total of 21 points, to the gal on the right's 20, and your 25 plus the king. And the king represents King Ralph IX, who Western colonies revolted against because of unfair taxes, so they owe an extra tax of 10 meat each. They nod in understanding and push more meat across the table at you. You collect your winnings and stand up. They thank you for helping them learn the game. You gain 60 meat. Now to the horsery. Don't know how you spot her hiding in the mine, but thanks for sending back my dark horse. That's 300 feet. Looks like my pale horse made it back safe. And
I knew it would be relevant.
And thanks for priming my crazy horse. He was eating loco weed again, wasn't he? That's all of them. Can't thank you enough. Here's a little extra for you. Yeah, you said something earlier about an injury? Yeah, busted my knee while mucking out the showroom. Don't ask how, it's embarrassing. I was gonna get Doc Alice to have a look at, but she gave up doctoring. Why'd she do that? Nobody knows. She just shut herself up in her office, said she wouldn't talk to anyone except Nurse Whiskey. Is that an actual nurse, or... I'm pretty sure she was just being sarcastic. I see. Well, let's go and take a look to this, Doc. Off for some whiskey. Whiskey delivery for you, Doc. What brand? Nurse Whiskey. Your favorite, I'm led to believe. Didn't know she makes house calls. Alright, hold on. You hear a rattle as she unlocks the door. Enter the house. That's a lot of TNT. Yeah, wow, shouldn't this be further away from the fireplace? Okay, give you the whiskey. Whiskey, stay it. She cracks open the whiskey and fills the small flask that she takes out of her pocket. She then puts the flask back in her pocket and starts chugging out of the bottle. Jeez, Doc, that doesn't seem healthy. Who's the doctor here? Me or you? Okay, point taken. Preen a little in the vanity. Hey Doc, can I take a look at your books? Sure, if you want to. Not that they're gonna do you much good in this doomed, forsaken hellhole. You should about try being less cheerful, Doc. They're all medical textbooks except a few. leaf through the legend of Curly's Meat, the life and works of Fred Ferguson, and the Goblinoid Tongue as a primer. Oh, I can now speak Goblin. Life and works of Fred Ferguson. Ooh, got some nice little experience up to my mysticality. The book tells the story of a legendary treasure, a massive chest full of premium meat, secreted in the hidden sense, not in the extruded sense, in the western desert by an old cowhand named Curly Butterfield. Doc Alice continues to pour whiskey down her neck, occasionally stopping to breathe. Is everything alright? That depends on how fast I can get this whiskey in my bloodstream to compare to how fast my liver filters it out. And I can't talk and drink at the same time, so... She glanced at you meekly. So, what's the matter, Doc? What's the matter? The whole world's gone to hell in a horse cart, and you know what's the matter? Bandit. And you ask, what's the matter? Bandits, cow demons, dead men walking. Why don't you go ahead and pick one, and I'll drink to that. Dead men walking. You haven't seen it? Corpses and skeletons staggering around like puppets with half their strings cut, looking to take a bite out of the living. Oh yeah, there was a skeleton in the cemetery. Nice to have some outside confirmation that I'm not losing my damn mind. But how is that even possible? It isn't possible. It goes against everything I know about medicine. Dead patients don't get back up. Patients? Oh. Ouch. Every doctor loses one now and again. You never get used to it, but, well, it happens. But what doesn't happen is them coming back afterward and looking for revenge. That must be pretty rough. Rough? Missy, I don't think you comprehend the situation. It's not just patients, it's neighbors, friends, husbands. Oh, indeed. She turns away from you and focuses her attention back on the bottle. Do you have any idea what's causing the resurrections? Well, I heard a rumor. A rumor? What is it? It's a rumor. What is it? It's when you get incomplete information from an unverified source. Anyway, what I heard is that there's a fella out west that's causing it. A necromancer, they call him. Supposedly, he's sending magic out into the world somehow. Magic like the bean slingers use? I've never heard of any bean slinger raising the dead, have you? That'd be one hell of a can of beans. What's the deal with all the TNT? It's so when I feel like I'm about to go, I can blow myself into bits so small there won't be nothing left to come back. That seems drastic. Drastic hell! No way am I taking the risk of becoming one of those things. Fair enough, I suppose. About that necromancer. Assuming he exists, what about him? Well, maybe someone ought to try and stop him. You? Because I know you ain't talking about me. Why not you? A gray-haired old woman that knows as much about fighting as a squirrel knows surgery. Did you hit your head on a bar stool, kid? You aren't that old. And if I were going to pick someone to go up against a necromancer, it'd be someone who also knows about death, but in a scientific way. A doctor, right? Doc Alice stares hard at you and takes a swig from a bottle, saying nothing. And it sounds to me like you've got plenty of motivation to get the job done. For your friends and everyone. She continues to look at you, and you can see the gears turning in her head. Beats doing nothing anyway. Beats locking yourself in a house full of TNT and drinking yourself to death. You aren't even doing any doctoring anymore. She winces and looks away, then shakes her head slowly. You seriously expect me to ride out west by myself, chasing a rumor? Doesn't have to be by yourself. I'm heading west too. Tag along with me and maybe we can find the guy and put a stop to him. It's crazy. Impossible. Impossible like raising the dead is impossible? Alice crosses her arms and regards you thoughtfully. A spark slowly brightens in her eyes. Alright, kid. What the hell? Let's give it a shot. The last time I tried playing this game, a game on my own, I went with Susie Cochran because she seemed like a good one. But I think this time I want to go with the doc and see what she brings to the table. Can you sell me a horse? Sure thing. I should warn you though, horses get mighty attached to their riders once you bought one. You won't be able to change your mind later. I'm not really interested in going with the basic model, so once again, I'll put it up to chat. What do you guys think? Should I go for the dark horse, pale horse, or the one with the crazy eyes?
Let's see what the dice gods say. So there's 3 options, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, technically 4, but I'm not going for the boring one. It's too boring.
Dice gods say crazy. Also, sorry, but I'm gonna have to get going. The storm is getting a bit bad, and I don't want my connection cutting in and out.
Mm-hmm. No problem. You stay safe then, okay?
Yep. I'll still watch the stream as I can, but I'm not sure if the live stream will stay up. Anyway, bye guys,
Bye.
and yeehaw!
Happy trails. So it's back down to just me for now. And between the dice gods and the chat, we're going for the one with the crazy eyes. Okay, but I warn you, this horse has seen some stuff. But I'll sell him for 1,000 meat. Is something wrong with him? Not as such. He's perfectly functional. But well, he's always sneaking off the Thousand Snakes Gulch to chew on the local weed that grows there. And that makes him see crazy things? I think it's more like he does it to forget about the crazy things he sees all the time anyway. Color me intrigued. I'll take him. He loses 1,000 meat. Now let's give him a name. Base name is Tim. Any name suggestions, chat? I've always been kind of bad with names. You really want me to call him Lunar Cap? Really? Ah, dang nabbit! I apologize in advance to this to Carl if this comes across the wrong way. Happy now, Cap? And free with every horse purchase is a complimentary map. The Southeast West map. Alright, I'd say that's about time to get on going and head out west. Alright then, you're properly horsed and ready to start your new life in the west. All you need now is a partner. Somebody to share the trail with. Somebody you can rely on for emotional and combat support. Who do you take with you? I'll take Doc Alice this time around. You knock on Alice's door and tell her it's time to go. Let's hit the trail. Oh, one last thing before you go. Up until this point, I've been automatically spending your experience points for you. I'm happy to keep doing it, and I promise to give you a nice, well-rounded experience. Shall I keep it up, or would you prefer to decide for yourself where your experience gets spent? You can always change this later on in the options menu. I think I'll start spending it manually. Okay, you now have the option of turning yourself into some kind of unbalanced weirdo if you want. Open your character screen when you want to spend XP. You consult the southeast-west map, and it only lists two things: the town of Dirtwater and the Manifest Destiny Railroad Company's westernmost camp. Off to Dirtwater. What do you say, Alice? If we're gonna look into this necromancer business, I figure we ought to start with the local cemeteries. Makes sense. You know where we are? Yeah, I did some research into the territory cemeteries a while back. To see if there is a pattern. Territory cemeteries. To see if there was a pattern. You okay? Sorry. Anyway, there's one not too far from here. You've discovered a new map location. The Dave Yard. What do you think we should do next? And if you're looking to find out the lay of the land, I guess a railroad crew would be able to give you a fairly literal interpretation. Makes sense. Spittoon! Oh, here comes another spittoon! This is a spittoon, which is a sort of brass bucket that people spit into instead of spitting on the floor. Because not spitting at all is not an option in this society, I guess. I say this despite knowing that you're pretty intimately familiar with spittoons already, sicko. Let's inspect it! Look, the Jewel Saloon is pretty nice as saloons go. Actual glass in the windows, more than 2 kinds of drinks, a poker room instead of a cockfighting pit. But this spittoon is still a spittoon. The rancid tobacco spitting sign isn't fancy rancid tobacco spit. Inspect it. Here we go again. Alright, fine. You are now hunkered down next to a brass filth bucket, which has probably never been cleaned or emptied, because you're near the desert and the ambient humidity around here is pretty low. Low enough that the spit evaporates nearly as quickly as it accumulates. So that's good, right? No, that's bad. Because it's only the water part of the spit that evaporates. This brass bucket is half full of the rest of the spit. The toxins and filth that don't evaporate. Several years worth. Distilled and concentrated until it's the consistency of molasses. People aren't allowed to flit cigarette butts into the spittoon anymore because they bounce out. Search it! You're about to put your hand into a bucket of something the color and viscosity of maple syrup. Except instead of maple, it's flavored with the inside of the mouths of people who chew cigars instead of smoking them and have never brushed their teeth. Yeah! Ugh. It feels like putting your hand into a bucket of lukewarm tapioca pudding. Except instead of tapioca, it's basically poison. It smells like someone ran over a skunk, waited a week, and then set it on fire. It feels like your hand is dissolving. Keep searching! You found something. You found a tacky, filth-covered porcelain cow figurine. A useless, disgusting thing that will make a great heirloom for your children, assuming you're still able to have any, and you hate them. You've got a filthy porcelain cow. You have to hold this little porcelain cow upside down because it's filled with tobacco spit, and you don't want it to spill out the little hole in the bottom of it. This item goes in your offhand. Plus 3 melee attack damage and plus 3 spell damage. Hooray! Oh, and boop. Ooh, those spittoons get so much fun as you go on. The old man stares off in the distance, listening to the piano. He doesn't react to you at all. The piano player is not very good at his job. Buy some slop. You got an item, a plate of slop. Increases your maximum HP by 5 for the rest of the day. You choke down the slop, wondering why pigs always seem to enjoy this stuff so much. You gain effect. Slop fed. Take a little peek in the kitchen. Lady's too busy washing dishes to pay attention to you. Shelf is full of cannonball ingredients and boxes of slop helper. Hey, what are you doing here? Employees only, bud. Oh, sorry, I was just, looking around. So you're the nosy type, eh? Well, I prefer adventuresome. As it happens, there's something you can do for me. I'm out of saltpeter and need someone to go pick me up some more. Saltpeter? Isn't that used to make gunpowder? And other things. Look, who's the chef here? Me or you? Okay. Where can I find it? Best bet's a military camp. Because it's used to make gunpowder. Shut up. Nearest one is Fort Cowardice. They keep it in little green jars. Okay, be right back. A cowbell. Hit it. Hit again. Set the chair back over. Plus 1 experience. Well, howdy there. Always nice to see a new face in town. Welcome to the Jewel Saloon. Hi, thanks, I'm Nay. Glad to know you, Nay. Folks around here just call me Lloyd. What can I do for you? Nice to meet you, Lloyd. Why not? I'll have a shot of bourbon. Saw the sign out front, advertising a room. That's right. Finest room in the house and plenty of room for your partner too. You interested? How much does it cost? Well, that's where you're in luck. The previous tenant was a banker fella, and he paid a month in advance, right before getting himself killed by bandits. You seem like a decent sort, so the room is yours if you want it. Gratis. Wow, great. Hey, you Lloyd. Need any help with anything? Well, if you're handling with mechanical type stuff, something's gone wrong with our player piano. I thought the music sounded a little off. Yeah, it's not supposed to sound like that. I'll see what I can do. Thanks. I poked around in it myself, but I lost the key. This is suddenly taking a strange turn. And two guys sleep fighting. Try to fix him. I need a needle. Let's see what I can find. There's a postcard on this little table. Take it. A blank postcard. You go to sleep. You're dreaming that you're singing old songs about death in the middle of the desert. But for some reason you fall into a bottomless void. You wake up ready to face a new day. You look at yourself in the mirror. Insult yourself. You call yourself a lizard plucking yellow-footed jerk. You gain in fact angry. You're madder than a hornet. If your anger level gets higher than one, you'll pass out from rage. Plus 3 muscle, mysticality, and moxie. The Dirtwater Mercantile. Advanced bean craft. Sounds like something I could use. And disposable binoculars. Discover a new map location if you can find a high enough vantage point. Alright then. Use this to learn a new bean slinging skill. This gives use the old bean, a skill that temporarily increases your mysticality during a fight. Blood beans, that lets you regenerate health during combat. And butter bean, a spell that reduces an opponent's muscle, mysticality, and moxie. I think we're gonna go with blood beans because being able to heal is always a good thing. You master the art of microscopic bean conjuration and fill your bloodstream with restorative proteins. You got a skill, blood beans. Regenerate 3 HP per round of combat. Unfortunately, you get so distracted by your newfound vigor that you misplace the book. They certainly do know how to come up with creative ways to make your a book a one-time use. And let's use the binoculars. The Stearns Ranch. Hi, I'm Nay Haberdasher. Any mail for me? Nope. Darn. Well, I'd like to send a postcard. Oh, alrighty, let's have it. You write a quick note to Rufus, let him know what you've been up to and that you're okay. That'll be... Oh, it's one of them prepaid ones. That'll be 0 meat then. Thanks. To the jail. The clerk clears his throat. Howdy, are you the sheriff here? No, we don't currently have a sheriff. I'll be the sheriff. Do you have law enforcement experience? Not really. Have you been to sheriff's school? No. Do you have an existing relationship with Dirt and Water's local government? Are you familiar with all the local ordinances? Do you even live here? No. Then what, may I ask, in tarnation makes you think you'd be qualified to be the sheriff? I just assumed. You just assume that you can mosey into town and become sheriff on your first day. Well, when you put it that way. If I had 5 meat for every wide-eyed, protagonist-looking kid who wanders in here thinking they're the most important tenderfoot to ever strap on iron, I wouldn't need this dead-end clerking job. Sorry. It's okay. Like I said, happens all the time. Need any help until you find a new sheriff? Sure, if you're any good with a gun, there's always somebody in need of some justice. Wanted posters are back there, sales are over yonder. She points off to points behind her and off to the right, respectively. A wanted poster. The Stripey Hat Gang, for grand theft, paint, and tasteless hat vandalism. Last seen in the vicinity of Cavern Canyon. 1,000 meat reward. Dirty, rotten paint thieves and low-down, no-fashion sense hat vandals. Despicable. Yeah, I'm going after them. The House in the Desert Gang. For mortgage, non-payments, squatting, and general public nuisance. Also for murdering 2 collection agents. Last seen at the House in the Desert. We wonder if the house is named after them or they're named after the house. In any case, at least their location is unambiguous. Yeah, let's go after them. Yeah, lots of available lots. Not a lot available past this point. Desert house is the nearest. You find a pair of binoculars hanging on a passing cactus. I mean, a cactus you're passing, not a cactus that's passing you. It only looked like it was passing you because of your frame of reference. Grab them. Oh, another pair of disposable binoculars. As you dismount and approach the house where the bandits are holed up, you hear a voice from inside say, "What was that?" Uh-oh. Looks like you're gonna have to be sneaky if you want a full-on fracas. I'm gonna say Sneaky is my middle name, but I am not... No, I was kidding. From the sound of it, you'd say this doghouse contains an angry dog. This doghouse contains an angry dog. Very funny. You're not going to be able to get past it without luring the gang inside the house. Well. Scattergun blast. Each opponent will take 3 damage. I'd say that works quite well. Victory! Got an item, bag of ears and such. Got Desert Gang 6-gun. And a black hat. Don't be afraid of this hat, it's not inherently bad, it's just a common style choice for bad guys. This is a fancy 6-gun. Might even go so far as to rate it a 7-gun. That was easy. Let's see. Your growing noise a short distance away and investigate. Cowpoke is sitting against a rock with his leg bent in a way that seems incorrect. What happened? Dang horse threw a rod and I fell off. Think I busted one of my dancing arms. Have Alex fix him up. Think you can help this guy, Doc? Wouldn't be much of a doctor if I couldn't fix a busted dancing arm. Alex grabs some gauze and stuff from her bag and sets and splints the cowpoke's leg. Hooey! That there's some fine work. My thanks to you, Doc. Don't mention it. Let's see. Definitely switch that out. I'll keep the barely enchanted hat for now because I need more mysticality since I'm pretty sure that mysticality is my go-to stat as a bean slinger. Excellent. Level up the lava fava skill, and as I gain enough experience, increase my spell damage. Alright. Next up, let's go to this Stearns Ranch. You discover what is either an open grave or a very deep and rectangular pothole. Jump in and see what you find. Well, if it's a pothole, it must have been here for a very long time because you found the remains of an antique traffic accident. Skull chips, grave dirt, burial whiskey, and an old wedding ring. Ooh, got a haystack, got a needle. Got another one. Needs safe cracking for that one. Oh, grab some food. Sarsaparilla. Oh, sarsaparilla. That's a good point. I mean, sarsaparilla, I'm still not quite sure how to spell that right, and I don't think I've ever really drank it before either. Cat's eye candy. And plum pudding. A weird cow-shaped stain on the wall. Let's see, picked up a stock certificate. All the books on this shelf are burned, but you notice something strange about the back of the shelf. Investigate. Your deft fingers find a hidden cache, and the back panel of the shelf slides away to reveal a secret compartment. There's a book inside, Mary Stern's diary. First page says in a little girl's handwriting, "This is the diary of Mary Stearns." The I in the I. Oh, I was reading it, probably reading it correctly, but it says this is the diary of Mary Stearns. The I and dairy are crossed out and I are written above them. The diary starts out as typical kid stuff. You flip ahead until you notice the writing gets shakier. Found a dolly under a cactus out back, and she told me her name was Grace. Mama and Papa don't believe me that she talks. They say I got a big imagination. Grace says the cows are going to get us, but Papa says we'll be okay because this weren't never a cow ranch. Grace says he's wrong, but Papa won't believe me. Grace says she can keep the cows away, but I have to play tea party with her. I don't like this kind of tea party, but Grace says it's important to keep the cows away. Mama said that they couldn't find Effie. Papa said she's been gone so long that they should put a cross up. But Mama won't let him because she thinks she'll come back. Papa said she's only 11. How far could she have gone? And Mama started crying again. Don't want to play tea party anymore, but Grace says I has to. Papa was out 2 days looking for Joey, but of course he didn't find him. Mama cries so much. I try to tell her him and Effie are helping keep the cows away, but she don't understand. I told Grace I'm not playing tea party again, but she says I gotta, and if I don't, the cows will eat all 3 of us. She said either I get Mama or Papa to play, or else I gotta play by myself. That's the last entry. Great! A demon doll, which I'm betting. Pull the string. You pull the string. The doll's eyes roll back into its head and the mouth begins to move. Hi, I'm Grace. What's your name? None of your business, doll. The doll's head shakes back and forth violently. You're funny. Do you want to play with me? After reading that, no!
Burn it. Burn it in holy fire.
Ooh, I recognize that voice. Oh, welcome, honey. I didn't see you sneak in.
I could be ninja occasionally.
Yeah, I'm not dealing with a possessed demon doll. Between the smoke and the noise, you're guessing the contents of the outhouse are more dangerous than the average outhouse contents. By the soft light of the fading embers, you see a faint glint of light from below. You hold your nose with one hand as you fish out your prize with the other. You got an item. Toilet pistol. This pistol is pretty comprehensively toileted up. Deals stench damage instead of physical. Applies 5 poison to the enemy. Looks like Jethro's bones were dug up by some varmint or another. A charred locket. And a smoking chrysanthemum.
And I won't tell that chrysanthemum smoking was bad for its health.
Let's see what's in here. Picture of Mary Stearns. Next up, the Dave Yard. A few hundred yards up the trail, you see a solitary skeleton trudging towards the northwest. It doesn't seem to have noticed you or anything else, really. Let's fight. More experience. Brown boots. A skeleton bone. Yeah, so many undead that need to be taken care of. And now it seems to be keeping jotting down notes in her little notebook. Vienna blood sausages and a thermos of spiked coffee. The Dave Yard Mausoleum. It's one of those things that they have in mausoleums. You know, one of those big marble things with drawers full of skeletons. Let's try let's see what the bigger fight is.
Howdy, Cap.
Hello.
Welcome, Captain.
I'm here.
Hey, glad you could join.
Yeah.
Alice has just gotten stronger. Oh. And this looks like a spot where I can just fight a whole bunch of these things all repeatedly.
I'll put a whole bunch.
Yeah, this seems like a good spot to try and grind up to get Alice a bit stronger. At least off screen. I cannot speak today for some reason. Off stream.
You're not the only one.
But yeah, I think I'll save grinding out this for doing so on my own after the stream. So don't want that to get kind of too boring.
There's a lot of dead Daves.
Mm-hmm.
Wait.
Everybody's dead, Dave.
Oh, that's because it's a Dave Yard. That makes a lot of sense.
Some kind of
I
ritual.
don't know about you, but the stream's kind of behind as far as what I'm seeing.
Gotta love that stream lag.
Well, it's funny because it's like you'll say something and then I notice it in the stream like 5-10 seconds later. It's like, oh, that makes sense now.
Dig through the rags and find a few things that look like they're worth keeping. A gore-splattered scroll, human ashes, and a robe receipt. A skull with an odd tag on it. This skull has a little paper tag tied to it, which has Inter-Cemetery Loan on one side and some notes on the other.
What does the note say on the other side? I want to know.
I want to know too!
I think you need that for a quest later. Actually.
Let's see. Tag on the skull has a serial number. It says it was borrowed from the submission catacombs on February 19th, 1886. Gee, this thing is really late. The back of the tag has the catacombs address on it. The old mission.
I like how the address is like, here's this location on your map. It's like, I technically wouldn't know where that is.
Yeah. A necromancer journal.
Fine.
Huh. You open your necromancer journal and examine the information you've collected so far. You found a receipt for a delivery of robes. Looking at it more closely, you see that there's a surcharge for a delivery past Boulder Pass. That means the necromancer's lair is definitely west of the mountains. Good to know. Progress. Human ashes. It's the cremated earthly remains of the person. Someday they'll refer to these as cremains, but you will not approve. Scatter them. You find a pleasant-looking vest and toss the ashes into the air. That's probably what the person would have wanted, you guess. Rest in peace, ashes. Next, off to the Snake Pit Mine. Oh, I found the Shaggy Dog Cave. Detour!
Is there a story here?
I like how the detour is way down south.
There is a plaque bolted to the cave wall here. A record of the events of the expedition to and into Shaggy Dog Cave, November 1887, recorded by Jim the Plackwright. Having acquired through various and sundry means, a story which is interesting in its own right, but better saved for another time, a map purporting to lead to a large cache of jewels and ingots of precious metals hidden by the infamous highwayman and train robber Black Cole Jr. in the years before the cows came home. I, Jim Plackwright, along with 3 compatriots, these being Nathaniel Wyman, Cyrus Howard, and Douglas Watts, set out to find Shaggy Dog Cave and the aforementioned treasure. Our equipment and provisions consisted of 1 cart and a horse to pull it. 4 additional horses to be ridden, 2 shovels, a spade, and a mining pick, a large coiled rope, 1 large basket of eggs, and, as well as an assortment of other trail provisions and cookware, my own collection of blank plaques and engraving tools, 1 large and shaggy dog, and a butt fur. What's a butt fur? Damn it! I just realized it as I said it. Oh, you... Oh! Damn it!
I had to Google it, and I was just like, oh.
Oh, you got me, game.
Well played.
After traveling for 2.5 days to the south and east, we arrived at a small town named Dirtwater, the largest settlement in the vicinity of Shaggy Dog Cave. Leaving the dog to watch the horses, the four of us entered the local saloon, and each ordered a beer except Sai, who was satisfied with water. The barman provided our drinks as requested, and then withdrew a small wooden box from underneath the bar, asking us if we'd care to witness something real interesting. Considering that we still had quite a few hours left to travel, we politely declined and asked him if he knew the way to Shaggy Dog Cave. He replied that he had never been there personally, but gave us the rough directions, which correlated nicely with the notes on our map. Upon leaving the saloon, we discovered, to our dismay, that some unknown villains had tampered with our wagon. Fortunately, the only supplies missing were the butler and the entire basket of eggs, apart from the one Doug had concealed within a pocket for safekeeping. We also discovered that the dog had absconded with one of the horses, forcing Nate and Sai, after drawing lots, to share.
I don't trust this dog. Isn't that the Shaggy Dog?
After acquiring a barrel of fresh water for the trip, as well as a replacement butt fur, I'm not going to say it again, we headed out into the open desert. The sun shone down mercilessly upon us, though we took small solace in the fact that it would have been far more intolerable had we made this expedition during the summer months rather than November. In order to pass the time on the trip and resist becoming dazed from the heat and susceptible to desert mirages, we exchanged stories of our youth, which I will not be retelling here for reasons of length. However, I will relate to you 3 odd occurrences that happened to us during our trek through the desert. The first was 2 or 3 hours out of Dirtwater, when Nate noticed a glint of sunlight upon a metallic object partially buried in the sand. This was revealed to be a brass oil lamp of foreign design and manufacture, which fortuitously still contained a quantity of oil. Deciding this might come in handy, we stashed it in the wagon with our other tools. Our next encounter was with a nomadic goblin tribesman, who we discovered spoke excellent English. It inquired as to our destination, and we replied we were looking for Shaggy Dog Cave, though we did not disclose the reason for our journey. The goblin confirmed that we were heading the correct course, and mentioned that he only had only a short time earlier witnessed a large and shaggy dog riding a horse in the same direction. We all agreed that this was an unusual sight indeed, and continued on our way. Sometime later, we encountered a large adobe hut, occupied by 2 identical-seeming old men with wild hair and long white beards. They invited us to take shelter from the heat, which we gratefully accepted, and introduced themselves as hermits. This struck me as peculiar, given that there were 2 of them, but I felt it would be rude to question them on that point. One of the hermits confirmed that we were near Shaggy Dog Cave, and the other hermit confirmed that what his brother had said was true. They also confirmed that they had seen a large and shaggy dog riding a horse in that direction. We all agreed that this was an unusual sight indeed. The hermits refreshed our water supply in exchange for our butt fur, and we continued on our way, excited to finally be nearing our goal.
The game creators must really like that word.
Yeah. That, or they're trying to really try and convince whoever plays this game to go and look up what in the world is a you-know-what.
I did.
After 2 more hours, we have finally arrived at Shaggy Dog Cave. carefully keeping our excitement in check, lest we become incautious, we unloaded our equipment and supplies from the wagon and took a brief respite in the cool shade of the cave entrance. To celebrate our arrival, Doug unpocketed and shared the egg he had saved from our basket that had been stolen in Dirtwater. Once we were rested, we decided that the time had come to explore the cave. Discovering that we had neglected to pack torches, lanterns, or any other light source with which to illuminate the cave, we declared that it was indeed fortuitous that Nate had discovered that antique oil lamp during our travels. He gave the brass a quick shine and then lit the wick, and we were relieved to discover that it lit easily and provided a very adequate amount of light. As we headed into the cave, we were further encouraged by the fact that the floor was quite even and easy to traverse, and that there were no side passages which might cause us to become lost. Despite this, I resolved to hang a number of plaques to mark our progress through the cave and engrave them with the tale of our journey, such that others who discovered the cave after us might be entertained and edified by our story. Soon we came to the end of the tunnel. While Nate, Cy, and Doug took turns with the excavation, I completed the last of the aforementioned plaques. It was a matter of perhaps an hour before Cy's shovel struck a wooden surface with a hollow noise, and we hauled out a traditionally styled treasure chest out of the hole with great excitement. The chest was locked with an ancient and rusting iron padlock, which broke easily from a single swing of our pickaxe. We opened the lid slowly, and the flickering light of the antique oil lamp shone brilliantly upon the jewels of every color of shining ingots of precious metals, just as promised by the legends of Black Coal Jr. Joyous at our triumph, we lowered the chest into our wagon and began the journey home. Thank you for reading, and may your own endeavors be equally successful. Signed, Jim Plackerite.
There's no loot.
It's a hole, a completely empty one. So basically, that whole thing was just a waste of time.
You have a rope? You put rope in the hole? I love how you walk straight.
Yeah, the stupid walking is delightful.
It just makes it so much more fun.
Yeah, looking at the time, considering I started at 7, I think one more area will be good to investigate. And then after that, I think it's probably a good spot to call the stream for a bit.
Okay. Oh, weren't you going somewhere?
Yep, going to the
Up
place
north?
now. Your boost sense alerts you to the presence of a rock. Confused, you move the rock and sure enough there's a bottle of booze behind it. You got a cheap wine. You're afraid for a second that your booze sense has been replaced with some kind of rock sense. It's an exposed meat vein. You look at the mining equipment. You have no idea what any of it does. She doesn't know about it.
I like how you can ask someone to explain it to you, or you can explain it to them.
Hey Alice, what? I want to tell you about this mining stuff. So, first of all, this machine here is an automatic...
Slag? Maybe?
gold roller. Stop explaining. Snake pit mine. You see a snake coiled up in a little hole. Pull it out and punch it.
Wait, can you actually explain those machines correctly and get something out of it? Because I think I know which one
a smoking stink in this one. Yeah, once I'm done here, I'll head back out and see if we can figure out what those things actually are. A can of kerosene and some smelling salts. Snake eggs. A pickaxe. Oh, now I can mine.
There's meat vein.
Yeah, kind of fun how this game's currency is meat, and you can actually mine it out of the ground. Okay. First machine. Peat, clay, or fuel.
Yeah, I would think this would be first smashing ore. Well, I mean, I know what this machine does. But it's not a dredge roller or a conveyor.
So this third one, rock, clay, or rubble.
Probably rubble.
Rubble, presser, slower, or divider.
Slower, I believe.
I honestly have no idea what these things are.
Well, see, I know what they do, but this is not how I would describe these machines. The first machine is a pulverizer for pulverizing the ore, so you can break up all the large rocks into little bits. Second machine's a smelter, and then the third one, it looks like a dredger, but it's not in water.
Yeah, the first one is now giving me the option. Yeah, now it's giving me the options of resin, methane, and silver.
Silver? The correct answer is probably obviously meat, but...
Silver, borer, splitter, or excavator for the first one.
I don't think you have enough intelligence to figure this one out.
Yeah. I think that's probably a fair enough stopping point for tonight. Alright, well, to everyone who came by to watch, I hope you all had fun with this crazy little game.
It's a great game.
Yeah, thanks to Carl and Captain for joining, for Flim Flam for joining me earlier, and yeah, I had a lot of fun with this. Definitely got to stream this again and see what other kind of insanity can come out of this game, because I know one thing: I know there are more Splatoons out there.
Yes.
Ooh,
Splatoons.
Yes, the Splatoons.
Two new Splatoons.
Alright, until next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.